Someone requested a video on transferring a nuke into its hive. So I want to go ahead and address that. There's some stuff you're going to want to do before you get your nuke. Now, if you don't know what a nuke is short for nucleus colony. And a nucleus colony is a small colony of bees, usually 5-6 frames. And usually it's in a smaller box like this or something of this nature. And you would then transfer those frames into its new hive when you get it home. Now, before you get your nuke, you want to figure out where you want your hive to be. Full sun or partial shade is good. Full shade is not great, especially for winter. So you want to give them enough sun that they can draw wax well and keep hive beetles down, and that they can raise their brood without having to work extra hard. So you can use a hive stand if you want, you can use a pallet, but whatever you do, get your hive off the ground by at least a few inches so it's not in direct contact with the ground when it rains. It has a little bit of leeway so it doesn't flood, and gives a little bit of buffer for ants and other pests and stuff. The direction you face your hive, I had read before they should face east or south, but I'm learning it doesn't really matter that much which direction you face your hive. The bees will make it work. They might get a little bit of an advantage if the sun hits the entrance in the morning, but if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. So find your location for your hive, set it up, set your hive box, your single box up where you want it, and you're gonna want, in this bottom box, you're only gonna want 4 frames. You're gonna want 2 frames on each side here, or 5 frames if you're getting a 5-frame nuke. If you find out how many frames your nuke is, you want to remove that many frames from your bottom box. Set it there. When you get your nuke home for the first time, it may have an entrance disc similar to this one here. If that's the case, you want to set your hive, your nuke on top of your hive, and then open it. Or if it doesn't have that, it has tape or a screen, pull the screen and just get away. When you get your nuke home, if you've been moving it around a lot, it's likely the bees are agitated and they're not going to be super happy. They may come boiling out of the hive. They might not. It depends on the bees. Some will, some won't. But put on your suit, open the hive, and set it on top of its new location where it's going to live. Open it up and get away, and give them at least overnight to calm down. They're going to do orientation flights and stuff. Let them do that in their original box. I've done all that with this one. This has been here for 2 days. So they're definitely ready for a big box. They've done their orientation flights and they've calmed down. After a day or 2, you're ready to transfer. So here's how you do the transfer. First, you're going to smoke. Get some smoke in there. You can give them a minute or 2 if you want to calm down, or you can go in for it right away. I've already smoked these guys before, so they're ready. Your lid may be stuck down. Make sure you have your hive tool on you. If a lot of these don't come with inner covers, these nukes, what you're going to do is you're going to go in like this, and you're going to push down like this, because the frames are going to be stuck to the top. And when you open it, see those frames? You're basically just getting in there and pushing those ears down so that it pops it off the top. So there's your nice nuke of bees. Beautiful little girls, all hanging out, working away. So now that you've got your hive open, give them a couple puffs across the top bars. What you want to see how they start going down. Give them a few puffs till they go down. This means the guard bees are no longer on alert, and you're masking the alarm pheromone so that they don't go nuts on you. And most European honeybees are not going to go nuts on you. So you should be fine. Move your hive over next to your new hive. So your nuke's next to your new hive. So you can see I've already removed 6 frames from this because I have 6 frames in here. And what you're going to do is position your undrawn frames to the outside edge of your box. Bees in a horizontal configuration like this will want to work from the middle out to keep the brood warm in the center. So you're going to want to put your new frames on the outside of the existing frames in here, and these are going to go in the same order that they are here. You're going to transfer this one here, this one next to it, so on and so forth, and transfer them all in the same order that they are in the nuke. Smoke them down. These bees are feral, so they're going to be a little more feisty than, most likely, than European honeybees, like a commercial bee. So they can be a little unpredictable. I did open the hive already and check them for disposition, and they're not too bad. So you're just going to transfer straight over. Go. And then push that slowly against there so the ears of these frames touch. Don't push it real fast because you'll crush bees, and if you start crushing bees, they release a pheromone that can, an alarm pheromone that can cause them to get more defensive on you. So in order to get these apart, you can either use this part of your hive tool and get in here and push sideways. You're going to pull, and that'll push that apart. Or the other way to do it, boy, they like walking on the top of the frames, don't they? This is a really full hive. You can take this end of it, stick it in here, wiggle it till the bees are off of it, and wedge like that. It doesn't matter. Either way works. Well, they are full. This nuke is just jam-packed with bees, which I am not upset about. That is cool, especially for a swarm like this. And they're healthy. Grab your next frame. Try not to crush any bees. There you go. I'm going to check real quickly to make sure there's no queen cells. If you want to look for the queen while you're transferring, it's not a bad time. You don't have to find her to do your transfer at all, but sometimes it's fun to see the queen. So if you want to look for her, you can. Same thing, set that down gently. Gently push it over and slowly push the ears together. See, I've got a bee crushed over here. Okay, here we go. Push this apart. Grab the frame. Go. I'm checking for queen cells on this because this swarm trap was left for quite a while, and I know that it's a very heavy box, so I just want to make sure they're not making swarm preparations. Because if there are queen cells, they need to be cut off. But your nuke should, if you buy a nuke, it should not have queen cells in it. You don't need to check for that. So. Go. Okay. Next one. I don't see any sign of queen cells, but there's lots of capped brood. This is a very, very healthy colony. And just look at those bees. They're going to fill this box up and nothing flat. Go. Last frame. Now, if your nuke isn't this packed out, that's okay. It doesn't have to be this full of bees to be a healthy colony. Like I said, this is a swarm that I let sit for quite a while. Now they're just working this frame, and you can see here there's vertical bands of nurse bees that are hanging together to make wax. So they haven't filled this one out yet, and that's probably part of why they're not making swarm preps, is they actually do have one frame undrawn. So we caught them at a great time. This was a great time to transfer this. That's very good timing. So now that you have your nucleus frames in the center of your box, you're going to want to push your outer frames into the center so that the ears are touching, and then you want to compress your frames together a little bit. Whoops, sorry little guy, accidentally killed a bee. And you want to kind of center your frames towards the middle of your box, so you can get in here and sort of wedge these over a little bit and push the whole set of frames over a little bit so that you have a little bit of space on either side of your box, here and here. You want to have a little bit of room. That way when you get back in it, you have some room to pull this off to start working your frames, working your bees. Once you have that done, you want to smoke your bees down. Put on your inner cover. Oh, I'm sorry, actually, before that, you have this box. Now the queen could be in this box, so you don't want to just leave this sitting there. You want to take your box, whatever bees are left, you want to dump in here. So we're going to just take this and invert it right over this hive diagonally, and we're going to just give it a nice shake. I'm going to take a look for the queen in here. They've got some small hive beetles they're chasing around. I don't see her. I'm going to give them one more shake. Then we're going to take this box and set it down here in front of this hive. They will come into here eventually. Now we need our inner cover. Okay, I like to use flexible inner covers. This is a piece of feed bag. You can use wood, you can use burlap, you can use canvas, you can use nothing. You don't have to have an inner cover. It's up to you. I like these because they keep the bees from sticking the frames to the lid. So I'll put this on, then my lid. I want to try to keep this thing from coming off. There we go. And that's it. Now they're in their new home and they should be flying into the entrance of this hive already. If you have any other questions, comments, or anything like that, please drop them in the comments area, like and subscribe. God bless.